recording, you must keep your tab open a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yes, to upload the video.
Okay.
Let me check. If you're watching us live, welcome to our first YouTube and other social media live stream. We're going to wait a bit of time for people to join. Okay, we are live. Good. Let's check. Yes. All righty. We always give them a couple of minutes to come.
Yeah.
It's, maybe 3 to 5 minutes would be okay, and more people will definitely watch it later.
Yeah.
We'd love to have your comments. In the meantime, everyone, you can drop a comment wherever you are watching this stream from, and we'll get to it towards the end, probably of our chat today with lovely Marianne. I see a couple of people already have joined on YouTube. Okay. I don't know. I guess maybe Marianne, let's go for it, and we'll have people joining along the way.
Okay.
So welcome to this conversation with myself, Damien from Social Hacks Academy. Marianne, I had the opportunity to stalk you a bit on LinkedIn, but give me what you're up to the last days. Anything you want to hear to share about yourself and your career.
Yeah, thank you so much, Damien, for having me. I'm so excited for this conversation as well. So my name is Miriam Somba. I am a career development professional here based here in Kenya. I'm also co-founder of Career Kickstart, which is an organization that's empowering young people and emerging professionals to basically compete on a global scale and become competitive. Yeah, so at the heart of everything I do, that I love to empower young professionals because I believe that we are the future. And it sounds really corny and need to say, but it's true. Like the future is here and we are it. And I found that the topic of work has really been a great challenge for a lot of the young people, especially here in Africa, in East Africa. It's been it's been a thorn in the flesh. People are struggling with that, so I decided to kind of use my passions and my skills to try and tackle the career development space, and answer questions around the topic of employability. Yeah, so that's me. I'm really passionate about it. I love working with young people. I love seeing people enjoy that they work that they love.
Awesome. How do you define youth? Because in different continents, in different contexts, youth is different. So how would you define youth? What is the age group?
You, I've sorry about that. So I was saying I'm just going to use the government government bracket, which right in Kenya, it's 18 to 35. And I think actually it's I don't know if you can hear me, Aki.
I have a problem. I'm not sure if it's just me, to be honest.
Yeah, I lost you for a bit.
Yes. I think now the connection is back. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone can let me know if Dimitar, maybe if there was also a problem. So okay, yeah. Yes, okay. So there was a problem for everyone in the stream. Okay, let's go about again. How do you define youth?
I was saying that I'm going to use we use rather the government bracket here, which is 18 to 35 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But
Cool.
if you come and you say you're young, we're going to take it. And I'm going to work with you if you say that matters.
I didn't hear all of it. For us in Europe, at least in the European context, they call youth people who are 16 to 35.
Oh, wow.
That is how they define youth.
Okay.
That's why also I ask you. Okay, so youth,
Yeah,
yes, you are the future. That's for sure.
yeah,
Unfortunately, by both European and Kenyan, at least, I'm
yeah.
over the youth limit. Unfortunately,
You're young at heart.
uh,
That's what matters.
that's true. That's true for sure. And having
Yeah,
also being around a very youthful team and an organization as a whole, it really helps
yeah,
me keep that spirit.
yeah,
But
yeah.
why is it important for you? Why was there a place, a time that I feel that this is your calling? When did you realize this is your calling?
It's interesting because I was actually thinking about this week. Because obviously along the journey of your career, you lose yourself sometimes, and you try to figure out like who are you, what are you supposed to do. But if there's been one consistent thing, even when I was in primary school, I was always asking people, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was always asking people, what do you want? It was just fascinated to me. I wanted to know what people want to do. And then when I got into high school, I kind of became a person who people will come to and share like what their passions are, share their frustrations of how their passions align with their parents' desires for them, and I'd advise them. And I'd be like, why am I advising people? I know nothing. I'm just a teenager. So it's weird because even when I was a youth, I knew that I wanted to work with youth. I was always is in counseling psychology because to me at that time, that seemed like the perfect fit because it seemed that I was always doing it. I was always talking to people. I was always helping people out with kind of determining what their life paths were. And at that time, the easiest link for me was to do an undergraduate in counseling psychology. So I'd say it began like when I was really young. Yeah.
And you had this curiosity, I would assume so, for whatever reason this
Yeah.
came to you, and then you finished, you graduated high school and stuff, and you went to bachelor. How was that experience?
I loved it. I loved my bachelor's. In as much as sometimes I wish that I knew that there was a whole field around the area of career development. I believe that I was meant to do my bachelor's because psychology is basically about understanding the human being. And I think that has really helped me in terms of like what I'm doing to be able to understand and not just understand, but also empathize with people. So for me, my work is not just about getting you the job, but getting you the job that you love, a place where you will have, you'll be able to preserve your mental health, you'll be able to have joy, have peace. So yeah, that was my experience. I really loved it because I got to learn about people, understand people's psyche, understand how they behave, what affected them. Yeah, and we actually even had some small units there for how to deal with young people. So I really loved my undergraduate.
Okay. And then you graduated at some point, I assume.
Yeah.
Tell me how you developed your career
From
after
there,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is why I say I struggle. I wish I knew that there were other options because after I left my undergrad, after I graduated, I knew I didn't want to be a therapist. That was for sure. But then I've done a course where at that time the obvious path to go was to go into therapy. So for a while I hopped into different roles, but they were all youth related. So I worked with an organization known as Youth for Christ for a bit, and while I was there, I think I was I was a therapist, yes, but I also used to organize programs in some area in Kenya for the young people. So I kind of got to kind of begin working around my magic and this thing that I really like as much as I was doing therapy. After that, I joined a training program, a leadership training program, and it was at a church. And while I was there, I was placed in the youth ministry, and my specific job was again around like the programs, and now it was more about transition programs for young people, so people who are living from primary to high school, from high school to university. So again, I got to do the thing that I like to do. So after I left that program, I then was like, you know what, I have to do this thing. I don't know what it is, but I need to do it. So I went to a university around where I live, and there was a program at that time that the university was running that was a transition program for high schoolers. So I went there, I met the director, and I asked him if there were any opportunities for me to plug in. And he was like, actually, we have a career guidance course and we need a teacher. I was like, yes. So I was really excited, and I was like, yes, I really want to do this. I had never done it before, but because of the experience I had had with the program I'd been running, I kind of knew what to do. So I put together the whole program, the curriculum, and I taught it. And I think that was the defining moment for me, that career development is where I need to be. Because I taught that course to about 150 students. And there was something cemented in me, and I decided this is the path that I'm going to get into. After that, I got into training and then to career coaching.
Wow, wow. Sounds almost magical.
Yeah.
You really like what you're doing. Okay.
I did.
Uh, what is your current role? Do you focus on coaching? Do you focus on doing like these big workshops or trainings? What
Mm.
do you focus on at the moment?
So currently, I do everything career development. So in
Okay.
2020, I left my 9 to 5 to start now Career Kickstart, a partner of mine, and we provide career services. So that's like the regular resume writing, LinkedIn, and all that. But we also run career workshops. So that's currently what I'm doing.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I have most of the people watching us are early in their career development. Maybe they're just graduating our boot camp, or they have graduated just a couple of weeks or months ago. What what do you think, or what do you know? It's what's the one thing that keeps a person from getting a job? What is, from the psychological perspective, what is the
Mm.
number one barrier that they have in order to launch their careers?
I'd say it's self-awareness.
Mm.
Um, so in the workshops that we do, in the coaching that we do, one of the first step to anything that I do with any client is self-awareness, and we usually call it self-exploration. Yeah. So
Okay.
understanding what your values are, what your people understand what their skills are, but
Mhm.
values not really interests. They don't, they kind of have a feeling but not sure. So really understanding those three aspects of yourself, your values, your skills, and your interests, and having a good understanding of that is a good foundation to start your career. because what happens is you might start your career even not knowing that, but later on you'll find there's a lot of friction between what you're doing and who you are. And you see, you're the vehicle of your career, you're the engine, you're everything, you're the driver, you're the engine. So if you don't love what you do, if you're not aligned to what you're doing, it's going to affect a lot. It's going to affect your earning power, because probably you won't even be as motivated to work. It's going to affect your mental health. It's going to affect a lot. And I find that the people that I work with now are people who have realized, you know what, something isn't working. I need to go back to the drawing board. And it's not big changes you need to make. It's just in understanding who you are. What are your values? What are your skills? What are your interests? And how can you use your understanding of those three things to plug into the world of work?
Okay. And why are these things important? I get that it's the most important thing, but what does it change inside of you? Because, like, to me, from an easy point of view, it's like, okay, this job description, they are looking for this skill. I have those three skills. Why am I not getting the job? So I assume there is what you just mentioned in between. So how does these things go out in the world? How does it change you if you know them?
Yeah. So I would say that it's very easy for you to not have self-awareness and get a job, because in all honesty, to get a job, you just need to probably have the skills and be able to articulate your passion for it and your ability to do the job. Yeah. So if we're speaking specifically about getting the job, and not about like the long-term, building the long-term career that you can be successful in. If it's just about doing the job, I'd say the one thing that hinders people from getting the job is being able to articulate that they can do the job. Yeah. So being able to bring out their skills, the expertise, the experience in a way that helps the hiring manager know, recruiter know, this is the person for the job. And so we were talking before this about life I was doing last week, and it was about tech actually, and it's a good thing because this is like a tech space that we're in.
100%, yes.
Yeah. And we're talking to a hiring manager because I was asking him the same question you're asking me, what some of the mistakes people make. And it's interesting that it's not around, the challenges are not around the skill. It's not around the technical skill. It's around the soft skills, the transferable skills, the business knowledge. If you're able to communicate those things, because you're probably already good at what you're doing in terms of the technical aspect of it, what gets you hired. That's what helps you to stand out from everyone else who knows how to develop software, everyone else who's a data analyst. It's now your communication and articulation of that and your understanding of the business environment that helps you to stand out. Yeah.
Okay. Really cool. I got the point. I'm also talking with quite a few HR managers, and especially for entry level, for junior level engineers, developers, but I think this is universal. From the beginning, you don't have the hard skills, really. Like it's very hard to enter a company and hit the ball running. So you need your soft skills are more important at the end of the day, because your soft skills and understanding your why you want this career. I actually, we start this in our info session with before every cohort. I invite them to understand their why. If they don't know their why, when things are hard, they will quit. You know, it's so easy to quit. Our programs are quite hard to go through, but the end result is significant, as almost everyone is getting a job after successful graduation.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. And I find that technical people, they struggle with that. They struggle with the with the soft skills and the why part. Yeah.
You know what? We all have our advantages and disadvantages. So it's on us understanding the recruitment landscape more, to provide them with information in their language.
Yes.
because that's the thing with developers. You cannot just catch them anywhere. You have to speak their language.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
interesting thing is that a developer is a developer even before he becomes a developer.
Yeah,
So they already have the same profile. They just
yeah,
are not developers, engineers
yeah,
yet.
yeah. I like that.
So I would like to throw a very generic question, but this is
Okay.
what we're here for. And the title of today's discussion, chat, event, call it what you want, is Navigating the Changing Landscape
Mm.
and Career Development in the Digital Age. How do you support? How do you guide your mentees through the ever-changing landscape?
So obviously I've been thinking about that, and I think the one thing, and we've kind of about it, is the one thing I really challenge people to do is to have an apart from like the why, we've already handled the why and all of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Is now when you're getting into the market, have a mindset where you have a holistic understanding of business needs and also macro trends, the macro global macro trends. Yeah, so you want to be able to understand what problems are there in the world, and how do I want to plug in to solve those problems. Yeah, yeah, that's like the
Marianne, I think we've lost you a bit, at least on my end. Yes. Yes, we're having a problem with connection. Thankfully, in the recording of the video is going to be right. It's going to be all right. Not a problem with the internet. Yes. Marianne, can you hear me now? Yes. Marianne?
hello,
Yes.
hello.
Marianne, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Oh,
Lost you again.
oh, sorry. Together. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you now. Can you?
Oh, okay. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is there
sorry
any
about
way
that.
you have like you have a secondary Wi-Fi or another way to connect by any chance?
No, no,
Okay. Okay. No
it's the
worries.
Wi-Fi and my that's a problem.
I'm
Sorry
sorry I
about
didn't
that.
catch the
Sorry.
question. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay. No worries. Let's make the best out of it.
yeah,
So I pretty much lost you halfway through your answer. So if you would like to,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, what I was saying is the foundation of everything that I try and emphasize is having a holistic mindset in terms of understanding what problem do I want to solve. And for you to think like that, you need to be asking yourself, like, what are if you are already stationed in an organization, what are the problems that my business is solving? Yeah. If you're not, think about like globally, what are the challenges that are happening, and how do I want to plug into that? Because you see, as long as you're a problem solver, there will be opportunities for you. Yeah, regardless
Mm.
of how fast things are changing, regardless of the different trends that are going on. As long as you have the mindset of becoming a problem solver, there will always be opportunities available for you. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. I cannot agree more. I could call it with a different way, like as long as you add value
Mm,
to the place you're at, there
yeah.
will always you'll always have a career that gets bigger and greater all the time.
Yeah.
So really like what you mentioned.
Yeah.
At your beginning of your answer, at least the first time you tried to answer the question,
Yeah.
you mentioned that you must understand. So the person looking to be employed
Yeah. Yeah.
must
Yeah.
understand the business needs, the business
Mm.
problems. How
Mm.
can someone who maybe is just coming out of college or
Mm.
is very young and
Yeah.
they haven't had the experience to really understand this quite complex, I would say, problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you coach uh, your clients
Clients. Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. It's going to sound very simplistic, but ask. Ask. Yeah. People,
Okay.
for some weird reason, people don't ask. You just get into the system and you put your head down and you do your job and you don't ask, what are we doing here? How does what I do contribute to this business being alive? Yeah. Or be of
Mhm.
existing. Yeah. So ask your manager, ask a colleague who's been there for longer, because somebody understands what you're doing. Someone understands your contribution to the organization, because at the end of the day, no company would hire you if you don't contribute to the bottom line. That's just facts. Yeah. So someone definitely understands like what you're doing there. So ask and keep asking until you get it. That's what I would say.
Mhm.
I worked in a company that was very intentional about helping every level of employee be able to understand what their contribution is, from the cleaner to the managing, to the operations manager. Everyone understood what their role was. Everyone understood what contribution that they made. And that really helps me to understand that everyone can understand. It just takes intentionality, and it takes
Mhm.
that courage to ask. Yeah.
Mhm. Could you ask that during the first interview? Do you think there
Yes.
is place for this? Okay.
Yes. And if you think about it, Damien, if you had someone, an entry level person, come and you were interviewing them and they asked you that, what would it do for you as an employer?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Not many they'd be like, they'd go like from 5 to number 3 or top 3. Yeah. Because like, okay, I want this person on my team because they're a person who asks questions. Yeah. And
Mm.
good questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask questions. Talking about questions, in the first interview, we always get that. I have participated in interviews. It was always awkward. I felt like nothing came to mind at that time.
Yeah.
Do you suggest someone prepares some questions before the interview? How would you go about this?
Yeah. So I think the thing that people forget is that interviewing is a skill, just like any other skill. Yeah. So you have to practice, you have to build a muscle. Just the same way you and I in this room when we're speaking, I don't think it came naturally from the beginning. We had to do this a couple of times, and I'm still learning. I'm still building the muscle to kind of speak publicly.
Yeah.
But interviewing is a skill like any other skill, so you have to practice. So before you get into that room, go on to, I think, like Google has a platform where you can practice your interview questions. Use ChatGPT to generate questions from the job description and answer them. And if you have someone in your life, a colleague, a friend, or a brother or a sister who's already in the workforce, have them listen to you and give you pointers on what you're doing right and what you could do better. There are lots of videos online that you can watch that can teach you like how to show up, how to speak, how to bring certain points together. So make sure before you enter that interview, you ask, you practice. Yeah, you practice.
Okay. How
Yeah.
about the questions you have to answer? So, okay, about the questions they ask you. What about the
Mm.
questions? Because in most cases they ask you, "Do you have any questions for us?" So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
are a couple of? I know you recruiters have these hard questions. Would you like to
yeah.
share a couple, maybe?
Yeah. So I like I don't know who I got this from, but I like a the questions around, and it's not one question, but questions that force the recruiter to see you in the role. So like it's kind of like a psychology. I don't know if it's a trick. I don't know what it is, but I had someone say that one, and it made sense to me. So questions like, if I was to get this role, how would you envision success for me in the first 30 days? What would I be doing? So you're forcing the recruiter to see you in the role. Yeah. So questions like that kind of help them to see you in the role. Those would be good questions. Yeah. Questions around culture are also good questions. Questions that help them to see you there. Yeah.
I like the psychological aspect, because in Social Hackers Academy, we are all about hacking processes, systems, trying to figure out things. And what you said, it's like you need to build an anchor to their brain that you are the right person. So this is just a process we have to go through, the interview, and it's me. Like, give me, I'm the right person. What are we doing here? Let's get over.
Yeah, you're trying to hack the recruiter's brain.
Okay, we've talked about what to talk about, what to ask, what to answer when you are asked. Sorry, I got a brain freeze. I don't know. I had a very good question, I promise. So I guess, what are the things that you must not mention? Are there some things, apart from maybe illegal activity that you did at some point in your past? Okay, I get that, no, but what are the things that recruiters really don't want to listen?
Yeah. So I think there'd be questions around, or things around fluff, like being fluffy. Yeah. So if they ask you what are your weaknesses, or I'm a perfectionist, like we all know that you're just trying to so be real. Be real and be passionate, and be real to them. Because you just want to avoid being fluffy in front of them, because they'll see that you're not being straightforward. You're trying to, I know we talked about hacking the recruiter's brain, but there's a wise way to do it. So just fluff, and anything that would not be true. So don't say things about achievements that you've made that you actually have not made, because eventually you will be found out. Things around speaking ill about previous companies, employers. I think those 3 areas are the ones that come top to mind right now.
Awesome. So no fluff, no talking bad about employers or situations, and not lying, because lying always comes. Maybe you get to win today, but you will lose tomorrow. And I would like to add, if you allow me, that recruiters are experts in people. If you lie, they will most of the times realize it, understand it. Even if they don't realize it with their brain, their subconscious knows through your body language. So certainly recruiters, people who are in front of people all day, every day, they are not good people to try to manipulate for whatever reason. And you can be yourself, and you might not get this job. It wasn't meant for you, so you move on to the next. And you're going to lose eventually. Like, you might win today, somewhere along the line, it's going to come back and bite you.
And I think people forget that recruiters are people. So they'll connect with authenticity. So that's why it's important to bring your personality into the room, because that is truly what will anchor you into their brains. That's what will help you be rememberable after the conversation.
Awesome. So let's say I belong in the youth category of people, and I am, I am an aspiring professional, and I need to look for job opportunities. What would be the way you would suggest to me, like my strategy? Where would I start from? And let's assume I already have a CV, a LinkedIn. We're going to come back to it. So let's say I have the fundamentals. The CV is good, LinkedIn is good. Okay, for our case, GitHub is good. How do I go about searching for job opportunities?
Okay. So there are three ways you can go about it. You obviously have the job boards, yeah. You have the LinkedIn is a job board. Like in Kenya, we have something called Bright Amanda, we have Fuzu and all that. So the normal job boards. I think you have Indeed, where you are. The job boards, company career pages is another place that will kind of forget to check because they're always looking at the job boards. And then thirdly, and maybe most importantly, networks. Yeah, so let people know that you're searching for a job. Yeah, if you have an optimized LinkedIn, begin to form relationships, begin to follow pages of companies you'd like to work with, and begin to build relationships slowly that eventually you'll be able to now connect with hiring managers, connect people in the company who are in the roles that you'd like to get into, and just hear if there are roles in there, because eventually you have to make the ask. So these are the three ways I'd suggest. So networking, job boards, and career pages. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go a bit to the LinkedIn networking. So I'm new. I'm a young fella. I have like 100 connections. There might be good connections, but the number is still small, I would assume so. So how do I start? I know this is a forever process. You never stop networking, or at least should never stop networking, even if you do. What are the first steps? What do you do? How do you do it?
I think my first question would be: is your LinkedIn optimized?
Mm-hmm.
It is. Okay.
Okay.
So once because it needs to be optimized, because you don't want to start connecting and then when someone comes to look at your profile, you have nothing there. You have none of the there's nothing about you. No one understands who you are, what you're doing, what your key areas, your key competencies are. So you need to make sure that before you begin engaging and networking, you have to start with an optimized profile. So that means having the your headline right. If you can do a banner, do that. And I'm sure people in the community know about these things. Yeah. So secondly, what I would do is, like I said, follow company pages, and then begin to follow people and begin to have conversations in posts. Yeah. So this is also something that I've also been doing a lot more lately. So having a balance between your content and your conversations. Yeah. So you should also share your content. So share insights about like what you're learning. If you have like an article that you're reading and it's really insightful, share your insights on that. If there's an event and you attended, come and tell us what you learned and all of that. Because obviously that brings you brings your page up, yeah, and people are able to see what you're doing and and learn more about you. But also when you're for the people that you're following and the people that you want to follow, make sure you're conversing with them on their posts. So leave insightful comments. So don't just do the thumbs up and the love emoji and the haha, that's funny, but share
But why? I'm lazy. I just want to click like, not even the heart, like not even wait the milliseconds to load the.
Look, we can all be lazy. We are allowed to be lazy, but you're looking for a job.
Okay.
And
And looking for a job is a job.
Is a job. Yes.
I
So
liked
you
you
have
before we meet, but now that we said the same thing at the same point.
Yeah, so looking for a job is a job. So you have to intentionally engage on LinkedIn. Yeah. So comment insightfully. If someone shared something about, because I see people in tech, because I obviously I also follow a lot of people in tech. I see them share codes, like screenshots of things I don't understand, but I see how engaging their comment section is. And that's what I like about the tech industry as well. On LinkedIn, they're pretty engaging. Yeah. So make sure you jump in and say something. Yeah. You don't have to know everything. I think that's the other people struggle with. They're like, I just started off. What should I say? Say what you know. If anything, it's an opportunity for you to learn. Yeah, if you're wrong. Yeah. So begin engaging insightfully in people's posts, and full of thought leaders in the areas that you're interested in. Look at their posts, begin to comment there, because if they're thought leaders, there are also people in that industry who are following them, and those people might see your comment. So it's also strategy. Yeah. So try and converse very intentionally, and also obviously create your own content, whether it's a post, whether it's an article, whichever route you choose, make sure you're also creating your own content. Yeah.
Okay. If you follow this thought leader, you are not connected to the person, right?
Yeah.
You are not officially connected with that person. You
Yeah.
just follow.
Yeah. Yes. You
Okay.
can follow because obviously now LinkedIn has like the creators, and a lot of the thought leaders have creator pages, so you can follow them. You don't have to be connected. Yeah. And you can comment on their posts and all that. You don't have to be connected. Then later on, when you've
And
commented enough, then you can connect later.
okay. And let's say there is this thought leader about HR things. Both of
Yeah.
us. I make a comment. You respond. What's the etiquette in connecting with
Mhm.
people, like officially connecting with them, clicking the connect button to become friends,
Yeah.
as they say in
Yeah.
other social media. So what's the etiquette there?
Yeah. So I always say connect with a message. And I don't know if I did that with you, Damian, but I always say connect with a message. Always connect with a message. Always accept connections with a message. Always, because that is, you will find that there's a lot of people who you just connect. It's like, what is it, Facebook, that you just click friend,
Yeah.
yeah. LinkedIn is not Facebook. Yeah. Like there's power in LinkedIn, so you have to be very intentional in how in how you connect with people. So connect with a message, accept requests with a message, a thank you message, and you'll find that that will give the person who connected or who you're connecting with, it's like you're opening a door for conversation. Yeah. So I always suggest that. And if you if you want to connect with someone, one way that you could do it is highlight something that probably they posted about, or something in that profile that is interesting to you. So like, hey Damian, I saw that you posted this. I found this very interesting because of this and this. Would love to connect and possibly be of value to build up a professional, valuable relationship or something like that. Just something. Yeah, and just
Yeah.
connect with them. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what I did. I sent you a connection request with a message, and the thing
Yeah.
that connects us is this
Yeah.
event. So I mentioned that. If it wasn't this, I would tell you something about career development, and I would share my
Yeah.
excite, why this
Yeah.
excites me.
Yes.
And it's really easy. And the worst thing that can happen is for the person to just not accept. That's
Yes.
literally like the worst case scenario.
Think that can.
So,
Yeah.
which almost means nothing except if they block and report you and you have like other reports. So yeah, don't do it all
Yeah.
day, every day, like 100 connection requests.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
LinkedIn has a technical, they have some
The
limit.
limit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially the free accounts. So be wary of
Yeah.
endless connection, but make them meaningful. And if you make it meaningful, you add value, and people
Yeah.
want to receive value.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really easy. It's
Yeah.
imagine yourself on the other person's shoes. What would you like to read?
Yeah.
Just write that.
Yes.
That's a great
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. Yeah. And the good thing is everyone likes a compliment. Everyone likes a compliment.
Mm.
So don't feel shy about it.
Yeah. It's cool to say congrats to someone. We had a
Yeah.
recent success in our organization recently, and I
Yeah.
received a lot of messages. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like when people acknowledge that we do good work. Like acknowledge this to another person. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Uh,
maybe
I
Damian,
I I have
if we could give that template again. So it's like you introduce yourself, you point out something that you saw on their profile that interests you, and then you close. Yeah. So that's just the flow of it, a simple one. Yeah.
Mhm.
But there are endless templates online that you can borrow.
And yeah, almost anything goes. Like start, maybe you are wrong to start with. Just
Yeah.
do. If you do every
Yeah.
day and you get feedback from it, you will build the
Yeah.
muscle to understand what you need to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
how the tonality of what
Yeah.
you say. That's
Yeah.
that's all important.
Yeah.
I would like to ask the participants who are live if they have any questions. This would be a great time for them to post wherever you are viewing us from. Please
Mm-hmm.
leave a comment, and we'll see this here, and I'm going to ask Marian about it. But I have a question actually coming from Dimitar. Many of our students, less than before, but a few of our students after graduation, they seem depleted with energy. Like they just did one of the hardest things they have done in their lives, which is to graduate our course. And their energy levels are absolutely depleted. They lack motivation for job searching. How would you support a person with lack of motivation, at least at that point after graduation?
And it's the thing is that it's a common, okay, so for them they've done the course and then they're exhausted, but job searching in itself is exhausting. So it's important, I tell people to take breaks. Take breaks and do things that energize you. So whether it's hiking, whether it's I don't know, swimming, whether it's traveling with your friends, do something, take some time off to do something that re-energizes you so that you can come back in focus. Because the other thing about job searching is if you come in without focus, it's very possible that you would be very intentional with your applications, which you need to be. So I'd say take a break. Once you finish the Social Hackers Academy, take a break, a timed break, and then just do the things that energize you. As you also reflect about like what do you want to get into? It's even a good time to begin to research companies. I don't know if that's work still. To research companies that you're interested in. Go for events where these companies are holding. Connect with people on a friendly basis. Do things that maybe don't really entail to the job search. And then once you come in, you have the energy to begin the job search. But even when you do begin the job search, have breaks for yourself.
Okay. So maybe a week or two after graduation, take it easy, and then go with energy. Okay. Sorry.
And one more thing is in your job search, make sure you keep it organized so that because job searching can be really stressful and a lot. I don't know what the market in Greece looks like, in Athens looks like. But here it's tough.
Okay. Even in the tech sector.
Even in the tech sector, especially because there's a lot of programs just like yours that are happening. So we have thousands upon thousands of new techies that are being birthed every 6 months, every 3 months. So you can imagine what it looks like here. So make sure you have an organized kind of way that you approach the job search. You can use an Excel sheet. You can use, I think there's a company called Teal. They have a platform to help you organize your job search. Make sure it's organized, because if it's disorganized, it'll get you more tired and exhausted in the search. But you need to be organized so that you have at least that kind of peace around the process.
Okay, and how do you keep yourself organized? Do you use pen and paper? Do you use a spreadsheet?
So I was saying you can use Excel, basic Excel. So have the job link, the company you're applying for, the date it was posted, the application deadline, then the status of your application. Did you apply? Are you in the interview stage? Are you in the negotiation phase? A simple Excel sheet will do that, and I think you can find a lot of them online. Like I was saying, there's also a platform called Teal. I think it's Teal HQ. So they specialize in that to help you organize your job search. I think they even have tools in there to help you with your resume, with your interview process, with your cover letter applications. So that's another tool that would be useful to you. I think they have like a free version of it.
I haven't. I didn't know there was such a tool. I'm going definitely to check it out. It's important to be organized in everything in your life, especially for this stressful and chaotic sometimes part of your story as a human. Getting a job is hard, especially at the beginning, with probably very limited network, with zero experience in most cases. It's really important to have very good foundations, like this spreadsheet or this tool or anything that works for you, but have something.
Have something,
Let's say Marianne, again, I'm youth, and I only have 2 hours per day, let's say, to invest into the job search, job hunt. Would you suggest to me that I go and apply in 30 job positions blindly, or 4, 5 job positions that fit me more and potentially invest more time into the cover letter or whatnot? What would you suggest me do between the two options?
I'd definitely suggest the latter, because it's a better use of your energy. Because you see, through the process of job searching, you're expending energy, so you want to make sure you you use it in the right way. So you'd rather have those 5, and then the next day it's 5, and the next day it's 5, because obviously with that you'll have more callbacks than you would have with the 30. Yeah.
Okay, you would get more callbacks. Okay, so so you spend 30 minutes per job. Okay, what do you do during those 30 minutes? Like, what is the process you go through to really invest the time for this particular job position?
Yeah. So one, I think it would be, so on average, there's a study that was done, and I think on average it said that people spend less than, how many seconds going through a job description? Yeah. I would suggest you spend more time, because you truly need to understand what you're going to be doing in that role. Yeah. So you want to look out for the language of the company, what's really a problem for them. Yeah. Because you'll find that even if the roles are the same for one organization and another, one will place more emphasis on something than the other. Yeah. So you want to understand, for this company, it seems that they want the person who's going to be getting to this role to focus more on this. So I need to highlight that as much as possible in my cover letter, in my job, in my CV. So make sure you truly understand what the role is about, hear their pains, hear the hiring manager's pain through the job description. The other thing is understand the company and what matters to them, what are their values, what is their company culture. Just basically understanding the company. And then from that, now you're able to customize documents that help them, once they see your application, to see that this is our person. That's what you want them to think. This is our person, because you've customized your documents to speak to them and to their needs.
Yeah, and I love your mindset towards recruitment, because you mentioned always figure out the problem. The company has a problem. That's why they want to hire you. They are not doing all right. They have a problem, and they need a particular person to fix that problem they have. If you understand the problem, as you said, maybe the best way to understand it is through the job description, and then maybe the questions during the first interview, as we discussed that earlier today. You're already ahead of the competition. You just, and I call this very basic human good nature. Like, just try to understand what the problem is. If you are a good fit for the solution of the problem, pitch yourself, convey the message that I'm the person that will solve your problem. And that's it. Yeah. And then you move to the second interview, and let's, it's all about next steps, constantly going to the next step until the final step. So I see more like a statement than a question from Parth Chauhan. So I'm definitely butchering your name. So he says that Notion is also a good tool to organize life. So we use Notion in Social Hacks Academy. Just recently we started using that. It's, any tool, don't focus. Okay, techies, they do like their tools, as do I, but don't worry a lot about it. Like, whatever, just keep yourself organized. That's it. Don't spend a week building the right tool. Don't worry. Invest that week into your job search. Marianne, we are running out of time very
Oh,
soon. So I would like to I would like to give the floor to you and tell us what you wanted to answer that maybe I didn't ask about, like anything that is very important for the people watching us right now and future and further in the recording. What are the things that they need to know?
yeah. I think I'm going to just anchor in the point of work is about solving problems. Yeah. I believe two things. I believe work should be impactful, and that it should be beneficial to others. Yeah. So I find that a lot of frustration for people generally, not just tech generally, is because of the lack of finding purpose in what they're doing. Yeah. Um,
Mm,
so my charge to everyone who's listening and who will listen even later is find the problem that you want to solve. Yeah. The World Economic Forum recently launched the Future of Jobs report, and from that report, it's very insightful. There's so many challenges that are being highlighted there that you can plug into, that you can help solve. Yeah. Not only will it be good for you to motivate you, but it also help you to stand out in a crowded market, because surely it is a crowded market. Yeah. Um, so yeah, find the problem you want to solve. Look out for, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, Damien, the Future of Jobs report. It's very, very insightful. Find the problem that you want to solve, whether it's in diversity and inclusion, supply chain, whether it's in the green economy, climate change, whether it's in education. What problems do you want to solve? Yeah, find those problems and then plug into them, and you will be the better for it. I think that I'd love those to be my last words if they were to be my last words. Yeah.
Then let's make it the last words of today's discussion for you. And what I like is that we made a full circle. We started from why and we
Yeah.
ended to your why.
Everything.
So
Yeah.
yes, yes, I would like to yell to all people out there, young,
Yeah.
wanting to be professionals.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, it's find a coach, find a mentor like Marianne,
Mm,
uh, find these people, read a book, try to
mm,
figure it out yourself,
mm.
because this will make you much more efficient in your job search. Because if
Yeah.
you know you want to work in cloud for any reason, go
Mm,
work in cloud. Figure that out. It will save you. It will help the recruiter
mm-hmm.
out. You need to
Yeah.
help the recruiter out to recruit
Mm,
the best possible person. And if you are not it, okay, move
yeah.
on. There are endless
Yeah.
opportunities.
Mm,
In our case, Marian, in Greece and other places that our students come from, we don't
mm,
have we have more companies looking for people than actual talent
mm.
available. So
Yeah.
there are endless opportunities in the tech
Yeah.
industry, in
Yeah.
particular. I cannot speak for
Yeah.
other industries, but
Yeah.
it's full. Recruiters are begging our
Yeah.
organization for talent, literally
Yeah.
begging. So
Yeah.
yeah, be yourself, figure out your why, and everything
Mm,
is going to fall into place.
yeah.
Awesome. Marianne, how can our viewers connect with you? Uh, yeah, anything you would like to share?
Yeah.
Now is the time.
I know you can. Yeah, if you can connect with me on LinkedIn. That's Miriam Somba, just as my name is on the screen. And I'd be very excited to support you in your journey of designing a career that you love. Yes, Miriam Somba
Uh,
LinkedIn
and
profile.
and you can approach
Designing
here the way
with
the
a
way
message.
you mentioned before. Yeah, a message. Pick from this conversation. Pick a point
Yeah,
that Marian said,
yeah,
and you found it interesting. Start with that. Hey,
yeah,
Marian, I really like this during the live with Social Hackers Academy. Let's
yeah,
connect, or I need your services, or a question, or comment, or like start get the ball rolling. People are good. LinkedIn is a great way to connect with people and build your network. So yeah, thank you so very much, Marianne. It's very refreshing to be talking with people with your passion, because you convey this energy, this passion of yours. I felt it today. I hope the same happened with our viewers today and later. So I want to acknowledge you for the energy, and I think the world is a better place starting from a young age to find your passion. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you so much, Damien. Thank you.
Thank you. Please stay here for the video the recording to be uploaded.
Yeah, I remember.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much for joining us today. We'll see you next month with another career-oriented event. Thank you all.